support the reforms to the Electoral Count Law that likely will be passed and signed into law. The same way I'd be happy if, I don't know, my grocery bill were 2% less every time I went to the grocery store. This is simply not a big enough reform to make a difference. Can you imagine a rerun of January 6th if, as the people who are seeking to violently stop the election are getting ready to storm the Capitol, one of them says, wait a minute, it takes 1/5 of the U.S. Senate to object. Can you imagine that would change anything? Can you imagine that Donald Trump would be not trying to lie and tell people that he actually won the election if Mike Pence had not been able, according to some obscure interpretation of the Constitution, to overturn the election outcome? No, those things wouldn't happen. The Electoral Count Law simply isn't big enough to address the major problem that one party is committed to authoritarianism. Now, that's not a reason not to do the electoral count reform, but it is a reason for both sides to stop congratulating themselves on it. The punditry and so many in the political elite on both sides desperately want to perform bipartisanship, that by passing this law they can say, look, we can work together to address these problems. But it's misleading. It's not going to address the underlying problem. The Electoral Count Reform Law is not going to save us next time around. And once again, you cannot solve political problems, deep political problems, with light touch technical solutions.